Hello everyone, my name is Caden K from Hide and Seek, and welcome to a brand new video. As usual, grab your blanket and grab your snacks and get comfortable, because today we're going into the psychology, the breakdown, the understanding of liminal spaces, and why they're so freaky. Now, if you've never seen a liminal space before, or you just have no idea what I'm talking about, have a look at these images and let me know how you feel about them. Did these images feel familiar in a way? Like, you may have never been there before, but there's something that feels very familiar. You can recognize something, but you can't really put a finger on it. Maybe there's a bit of like dinginess to it all. There's a weird sense of it feeling like an old location that you've maybe seen when you were young, but nothing that you've seen recently. It's like reaching into the far back memories of your brain to try to remember something that doesn't really click. That is essentially what a liminal space is. It's something that's so familiar, yet you don't really understand it. One of the most popular liminal spaces that you're going to see online is this thing called the backrooms. This is what the backrooms look like. It's dingy, it's this mustardy kind of yellow, it's these luminescent lights at the top. It feels like an office building, and it just feels so familiar yet so weird. Now, of course, with the backrooms, everyone has their own little theories on it. They say it's an alternate reality or something like that, but we're not breaking down the things of the backrooms. We're not going to be talking about that. This is more just liminal spaces and why they're so weird. Now, one of the most common theories, or I guess ideas that come with liminal spaces, is the fact that it stems from late 90s to early 2000s nostalgia. For example, some liminal spaces are these weird, broken down looking party rooms and stuff like that, that maybe you and your friends would be attending in 2006 or 2008 or something to that effect. It looks barren, and they're often old, and there's usually no people in sight. A good description for a liminal space is like this. Have you ever been to a school performance or something like that, and it's around 8 o'clock in the school, 9 o'clock, something around there, clearly late. And have you ever roamed the halls of an empty school before? It feels almost otherworldly. It doesn't feel real. It feels like you're on a different planet, essentially. That is the best way to describe what a liminal space feels like, or what it's like to bear witness to it. Because for some people, a liminal space doesn't have much of an effect on them. But as I mentioned before, a lot of liminal spaces tend to affect the people that are around late 90s, early 2000s. It makes them feel nostalgic and uncomfortable, but there's a sense of warmth in it all. Is it because it takes you back to a time that you wish you could reclaim once more? Does it let people realize that they're getting old and that time is slowly ticking by and these moments are slowly fading away and that innocence of childhood is no longer there? To my knowledge, though, there haven't been any studies on liminal spaces and why they're so weird or familiar or anything like that, so I can't really cite any papers. A lot of it is just speculation and, frankly, what I kind of feel when I look at them. When I look at a liminal space, I feel a sense of unnervingness in me. It's nostalgic in a weird way. It's like when you're in a hotel and you're leaving the pool at 8 o'clock and you're wet and damp and you have a towel wrapped around you and you're trying to make your way back to your hotel room. There's a sense of it feeling otherworldly. The main ideas with liminal spaces is that it takes you back to a time that maybe you wish you could obtain again. The innocence of childhood, the innocence of the world and everything around you. Liminal spaces have actually made a very big impact in a lot of popular culture. Of course, it's freaking terrifying and it's freaky and it makes you feel weird and it makes you want to go like, oh my God. But it's really cool, nonetheless, how a simple space, a simple place and time can make you feel so nervous, unnerved, but nostalgic at the same time. There's countless little RPG games or horror games that are being developed around the idea of utilizing liminal spaces. The Backrooms is a very popular one. With the rise in TikTok and social media, the idea of fitting this liminal space agenda is only growing. There's countless videos online detailing how does this space make you feel, or what do you feel when you look at this, and it's an all so familiar space, but you can't really grasp it. It's fascinating, and it really makes you think, why is this so intriguing? Why do I feel so unnerved yet nostalgic whilst looking at all of this stuff? Of course, while I think liminal spaces are very simple, the idea mainly stems back to a simple time of childhood. For some people, they tend to break it down into this idea of it being like an alternate reality or feeling like you're on a different planet. Now look, I think there's a difference in saying it feels otherworldly and then you saying, I'm on another planet, bro, you just don't understand, dude. Like, dog, what? Now look, I'm not no psychologist. I don't have that big galaxy mega brain, so a lot of this is coming just from what I'm reading online and my own opinions, so don't take it as like gospel. But in all honesty, I think it just stems back to the idea of wanting to reclaim that childhood innocence. When I look at a lot of liminal spaces, I feel very nostalgic, and it feels weird, and it makes me feel, it's like listening to Minecraft music now. Like, I can't listen to Minecraft music because it makes me feel sad. It makes me want to go back to a time when I was like 8 or like 10, where I didn't really have to worry about too much. And I mean, you know, I'm 18, I don't have to worry about too much now. But it's a good nostalgia, but a bad nostalgia. It's really interesting, and that's why I'm so fascinated and I'm in love with liminal spaces, because the idea that some place in time, just a single picture of this place, can make you feel so weird. It's so cool. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, why not like and subscribe? It definitely helps me out. If you didn't, why not dislike and let me know what I can improve on for next time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the next one.